Hey guys, Will here, and this is the Renpho C3. It's a percussion massager which I picked up as an alternative to going and getting regular massages, as I do quite a lot of running, and having this as a tool for recovery has been incredibly useful. It mainly uses what's called percussion therapy, which is a method of inducing blood flow rapidly into soft tissue, muscles, ligaments and tendons throughout your body. With a series of concentrated pulses on one particular spot, it can relax local connective tissue and also elongates muscle fibers, which provides relief on joints. And specifically, the person who invented the first Theragun was a chiropractor named Dr. Jason Wersland, who was looking for some pain relief after a really bad motorcycle accident and ended up designing the Theragun. So that's a little bit of background information behind the tech that goes into percussive therapy. Let's start with what comes included inside the box for the Renpho C3. So it comes packaged in this black zip-up case that houses the Renpho with a total of 6 different attachments to be used for different muscle groups. These cutouts keep the different attachments nicely tucked away so they're not all getting mixed up when you transport it. There's a power brick here also, and overall it's a pretty nice storage case. Now looking at the build quality, it feels good in the hand with a grippy rubber wrapped all the way around so it feels nice and secure when using it. The rest of the housing is plastic, but inside the end where the attachments are fitted is metal, more than likely for durability. On the top, you have these slots cut out to provide airflow for the electric motor to keep it cool while it's operating. On the back is an LED display with touch-operated buttons that are intuitive to use, with the numbers being bright enough to easily read. Underneath is an on-off manual toggle switch with a barrel jack charging port beside that. So I've been using this one for around 3 weeks, and the ball head is probably the most common attachment that I use for working on larger muscle groups such as quads and hamstrings. And if I need something to get to trigger points in particular, I'll switch it over to the bullet head, which is a bit more precise for that kind of work. The ball head is for larger muscle groups like the quads and glutes. The air cushioning soft head is for sensitive muscles. I found this one was especially helpful on muscles that were particularly sore, to warm them up before transitioning onto a different attachment. The wedge head is great for pec and shoulder muscles. The bullet head is for deep tissue and trigger points. The hammer head for all parts of the body. I found it was specifically good on abs and chest. And lastly, the U-shaped head for neck and shoulders, and again, more sensitive areas. With that being said, this one isn't specifically designed to be used on either your bones or joints. It does feel really uncomfortable if you do accidentally hit one of those things, so instead it's best to stick to targeted muscle groups. Internally, it uses a brushless motor with up to 20 different speeds. Personally, I didn't use it past 9 or 10, but if you have a really stubborn muscle group, those higher speed levels are there if you need them. Renpho recommends different speed ranges for various types of muscle work. So setting it from speed setting 1 to 4 is for warming up the muscle group and promoting blood flow in that area. I used this on the bottom of my feet, which felt kind of weird but great at the same time. A range of 5 to 8 for fascia relaxation. If you're not sure what fascia is, it's a system of connective tissue that encases our body parts and binds them together. It surrounds muscles, nerves, tendons and ligaments and gives them shape. So there you go, fascia. 9 to 12 is for decomposing lactic acid. That stuff that builds up inside your muscles after a lot of vigorous exercise and is generally felt a couple of days after the event, otherwise known as DOMS or delayed onset muscle soreness. 13 to 16 is for deep tissue massage. Personally, I didn't use it on this range very much, but if you have a really stubborn muscle group, this range is perfect for that. And lastly, 17 to 20. They list this as professional mode. Personally, I didn't really use it at all. I just found it way too intense, but it's there if you want to use it. The speed control buttons on the LED display are very touch sensitive, so for whatever reason you're holding it near the display, you can easily turn it off or turn it up and down in speed without realizing, so that's just something to keep in mind. As far as noise level, it gets up to a maximum of 63 decibels. That's with it running at 20, but I found using it at the lower speeds, it's very quiet. You might think something like this drains a lot of power for the work it's doing, but the design seems to be quite efficient. It's rated at 22 volts and uses 24 watts of power, with a 2500 milliamp battery inside. I've been using it around 30 minutes a day for a few weeks, and it's only needed recharging once. It has an LED ring light near the base of the handle that lights up green when you switch it on from underneath, and when it's low on charge, the LED turns red, which means it's below 10% battery. The digital display on the back of the tool shows you the speed setting on the left side, and next to that is the battery level. 10 means it's fully charged. Below this is the speed setting with 3 touch operated buttons to adjust the speed and to power it on and off. One thing that I really appreciated with this one is it has an automatic power off after 3 minutes of inactivity. So if you have it just turned on without it operating, it'll switch itself off after 3 minutes. As far as actual runtime, if you're using it for 15 minutes straight, it'll power the motor off, so you have to turn it back on again. And according to the instructions, don't use it for any longer than 1 hour straight. And if you do, let it rest for 30 minutes before you keep going. I'm pretty sure this is just to protect the motor from overheating. So if you do run it completely flat, it takes 3 hours to recharge to full again. I've found I've only needed to recharge it once in the last 2 to 3 weeks, and that's using it 30 minutes a day within that range of 7 to 9. So as far as battery life goes, it's pretty impressive. By itself, it only weighs 950 grams, which is about 2 pounds, making it quite portable. And with the case it comes in, you can easily take it with you in a gym bag, for example. Now, a quick note on the battery level. Instead of going down in increments of 1, it goes down in increments of 2, so 10, 8, 6, etc. At first I thought maybe there was an issue with it, but that's just part of its design. Another thing I found was that this one has no internal memory for the last speed settings you had it set to. So once you turn the display off and on again, you might have had it set to a speed setting of 4, but it will revert back to 1, meaning you have to change the speed level back again every time you want to use it, after it's been powered off. So who is this for? I would say people with a very active lifestyle, who do a lot of hiking, walking, running, or even going to the gym a lot. This is a great recovery tool to be able to keep your muscles in good shape, with the inevitable punishment that that kind of lifestyle brings. Alternatively, you might do a lot of desk work and get sore neck and back muscles. This tool will work for that as well, but just keep in mind that where you can get to on your back is somewhat limited. Like just below the shoulder blades, I found was kind of the maximum without twisting too much. If you've got a partner or a friend who's willing to give you a hand, that'll work too, but otherwise you can get creative and jerry-rig it up to something so you don't need a helper. So who isn't this for? Well, pregnant women shouldn't be using it around their abdomen or lower back. And if you've recently had surgery, definitely don't use this around the area of incision. Otherwise, if you prefer to go and get a massage from a real person, then obviously I wouldn't recommend this one. I'm sure many of you out there know that having overly tight muscles can not only affect that area, but other things as well. You might be getting headaches or problems with range of motion. And I found that using this one, your muscles go from being overly wound up to almost squishy, like you've been to a good massage therapist and they've gotten rid of all the knots. So that's kind of the effect that having one of these, using it regularly, can have. So just to recap, you're getting a lightweight percussion massager with 8 hours of runtime, 15-minute automatic shutoff, 6 different attachments, a protective carry case, and it's easy to use. So if you're looking for a way to keep on top of muscle soreness and just need a good tool for recovery for various types of exercise, I can easily recommend the Renpho C3. Anyway, that's been my experience using this one. If you guys want to check it out for yourself, I'll leave a link to it down in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe for more tech videos coming up soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.